Hello, everybody. Welcome to Creative Minds. Again, this is Gerard. I'm your host for today. And with me, I have my guys, man. I'll let you guys say a word or two. Start with you, Emilio.
What's going on, man? Going on another week, another week gone, and another week just got to prepare for more stuff coming.
Nice, nice. Brian, what's going on, man? How was your week?
That was good week. Everything's flying by. It's my favorite part of the week right here. So, ready to get back online.
Absolutely. For me, the week was really, I would say, active. Quite a lot of stuff on the personal side. Did a lot of stuff outside, some traveling here and there. But the market is still, going its course up and down with coins moving up the chart, some going down the chart. But today we are going to be talking about some very key things, right? We are going to be talking about about the metaverse, and then also the crypto regulation that crept in, right? Almost like just crept in from the government. They just slid that into the DM for everybody to kind of like read through. But those are the two main things that we are going to be talking about today. But before that, how do you guys really feel about the market? What's your sentiment? Brian, let's start with you. How do you feel about it?
The stock market kind of is looking kind of choppy right now. Kind of going up and down a little bit, and crypto kind of took a little dip too. So I think everything is just kind of reacting and kind of in reaction mode right now. Still some money to be made out there, but it's
Yeah,
still a lot of worry and panic right now. There's a lot of stuff is going on in the world right now.
absolutely.
I did see that the president did put out some regulation for crypto. It's not as bad as I thought. I didn't want to cuss him out like I normally do.
Maybe not yet. It's
Yeah,
maybe
maybe
just a
not
quick
yet.
starting, right? Emilio, how do you feel? With
I mean,
everything that's going on.
the conversation we had about this, in one of our past episodes about, the regulation that was gonna come, and it's a good point that you brought up, Gerard, when you said that sometimes we need certain regulations because it does give us a peace of mind, especially with towards things, when rug pulls and stuff like that. And another thing, is it's, I think it's good, and that's good that you brought it up because it gave me a different, perspective towards it. So, you know, just looking forward to see how it's gonna, how it's gonna play out. Right now in the beginning, and we're just gonna watch it unfold, and gotta play it ear by ear because every day it fluctuates, every night actually. So, I stay up nights, sometimes looking at the stuff and NFTs and stuff like that was going on. But with the market, it's going back up, going down. So so it's just a matter of time and see how this whole you know second quarter pops in because first quarter is already gone. So we'll see how that goes second quarter.
Yeah, I do agree with you, Emilio, and Brian. With this new um, regulation, right, that was shared or that was provided to the industry by the federal government, they are definitely trying to kind of bring up some points that are going to be in discussion quite a lot. And you rightly mentioned the rock pools. Those are things that really hurt really deep, to the core, right? When people try to make a decent, profit here and there, they put in their time into buying stocks, and some people just trust blindly. They really don't do the research that they need to do, and then at the end of the week or whatever, similar to the great video that Brian showed us like last week, rock pools are happening. They are gonna be happening. People really just need to be careful on how they invest and what they use as their criteria to invest. We've talked about this lengthily, right? We've talked about ways to look at what are the right type of coins to buy. Do they have a contract? What exactly? What are the parameters? Is the white paper even substantial? Is there anything that has to do with audit? Have they been audited? We've talked about quite a lot of this, lengthily. But looking at what was, shared, Brian, what's your take on what the contents of the regulation are?
So they kind of passed a couple of bills in the heat of the night. They tried to update us with more passing bills of regulation. So the regulation that they're trying to implement is some type of insurance for like the cryptocurrency exchanges. So similar to like Coinbase, Gemini, Crypto.com soon. You'll basically, I'm just going to use this example of like Robinhood. So if
Yeah.
Robinhood gets hacked, they're basically in a it's no fault to the investor, because our funds are basically only lost if like the stock tanks to zero. you
Yeah.
know that's how investors take a loss at that point. It's not to the investor's fault if like somebody hacked the website, hacked the institution, stole all the funds out of Robinhood's bank or whatever. That's not our fault at that point. At that
Yeah.
point, investors should be insured, and that's what this type of regulation is trying to bring on. So something, just to ensure, and that's basically what you'll see in most brokerages and banks across the country. They all have that type of, think of it as FDIC for crypto. Basically, the same thing you have for your bank. You're allotted a certain amount, a dollar amount in protection, for the money that you have stored inside of the bank. So that's what they're kind of doing. So it's actually a good little
Awesome.
regulation.
But personally, I think it's a good thing
Hmm.
for us to have regulation at that level. If there's a company, a group of institutions that feel very strongly that they have a business case, that they want to be able to provide these services, crypto services or blockchain services, I strongly feel that or believe that there shouldn't be any anonymity in who is behind the institution.
Hmm.
But when it comes to transactions within the crypto space, having the anonymity is something that is going to drive the crypto business for quite a long time. But having these regulations, just like how you said, with the regular bank, right now, that your, CD or your, savings are insured up to a particular amount, right? And it's clear. So the FDCI, it's clear how much insurance they have. So probably along the line, we are probably going to see these regulations, using some of the institutions that are already out there as experimental rabbits, right? Like Coinbase, that's listed on the stock exchange. We are pretty sure that they are going to be using them as a measuring stick to be able to enforce these regulations, and everybody is going to be using Coinbase as a copy, right? If it passes Coinbase, then they can adopt it and implement it. So, all in all, do you guys feel like this regulation is really gonna see the light of the day? Is it gonna be adopted by quite a lot of people or by the institutions? How do you guys think they are gonna take it? Emilio, what do you think?
I personally think that the one who was kind of without without that action was already ahead of the curve was crypto.com. And because you know prior to this happening right now with the government, we already know what happened when they got hacked, and the people that lost some of the Bitcoin or whatever, they ended up recovering it for them as a company. So they give them and give them back whatever it was that they lost. So I mean, just looking at that, that's a prime example of a great company, at least to think about it, that it makes you feel safe. It makes the person that lost coins in there, or if they lost whatever it was, it makes them sleep better at night knowing that they're putting their money in a company that if the company gets hacked in one by any chance, they can get their money back. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So that's a great example of that. And that's even without the law. But now for it to come into law with this regulation, that's just another top. It's like a two. What is that? Authenticator or something like that,
a
right?
two
You know what I
prong.
mean?
Yeah,
Because yeah, like a 2-1. Because first is the company doing it already on its own as Crypto.com. The next thing is now they have to, but they're already doing it before this happened. So I
yeah,
mean, it made me sleep better at night. And now that I'm working more with crypto.com, other than Robin, I love Robinhood, not to lie to
yeah,
you. I love Robinhood, but now when it comes to the crypto space, I prefer to have it in crypto.com at the moment. And then, with Enron, you don't want to have all your eggs in one basket. So I'd rather have some, what I mean, stocks in Robinhood, some
yeah,
stuff right there. And then if
yeah,
I'm staking coin or I'm staking my Bitcoin, I have it in a different company. So,
yeah,
you know, just in case one falls, I have another leg. You know what I mean? So, but
Yeah,
that's just my take on that right now.
great. I mean, it's a risky space, right? Everything right now in crypto is basically should be labeled risk first, right? Because that's really where we are right now when it comes to the progression of crypto.com. I mean, there has been some stride, quite a lot of partnerships, especially with crypto.com. There's quite a lot with the Lakers, with the LeBron James, foundation. And then there's also very, very recently with FIFA, right? So a lot of these partnerships is laying the case or legitimizing that crypto.com as a very strong leader in that space. But you know, do you think, Brian, in terms of the adoption of these policies of the regulation, quickly before we go to our break, what do you think? How is it going to be welcome? Are people just going to shun it? What's your take?
Oh, absolutely. Like you see crypto.com, and I keep using them as an example because they've already taken over FIFA. They've got basketball going into, they've even got LeBron James Foundation. I know those high level investors. It kind of pleases us as the little investors too. To see even when that hack did happen, they took care of the little guy too. The guys who
Yeah,
barely had any coin, even if you had a coin taken, they returned it. And I know those big investors, they want to see like, okay, if your platform gets hacked, I know this is crypto, I know it's unregulated. Still, what can you do for me in order to let me know that investing in your platform is a good idea? So I know that they didn't make those deals just trusting in the faith of just crypto.com. I'm sure that there were some set deals set
yeah,
in place to say, hey, we'll help you guys, we'll pay you back, we'll reimburse you in case something it gets hacked on our end. So
yeah.
I know that insurance is there and it's already there as well. So with them doing that makes them ahead of the game in case this type of regulation does come out, and it already, it's just inevitable, you know.
Absolutely. I mean, it's just a matter of the institutions just interpreting it and people actually reading it and being
Mhm.
able to kind of understand. We don't have a copy of it here on the show to be able to show everybody, but we are gonna put the link right there below for people to go and have a read at it and actually be able to absorb it for themselves. So
Yep.
right now we are going to be taking our break, very first break for our show. Normally we do this within the first segment, but before we do that, we just want to say thank you to all the viewers that are watching us. We always say thank you because we want you to be able to like, comment, and share. Let your friends know, right, that there's this cool show that we are talking about ways of getting some passive income. And also we are always open for people to contribute, comment, let us know what you think. And also if you feel very comfortable and you want to be part of this seat right here, let us know. We would love to have you on our show. Until then, we are going to be back in 60 seconds. Hey guys, welcome back. Creative Minds again. This is Gerard, Brian, and Emilio. Today we are talking about the new regulation, right, that just came out, and also the metaverse. We are going to be talking about the metaverse right now. During our first segment, we kind of went into what the regulation is all about, what the sentiment is. So, but now we are going to talk about crypto and the metaverse. We have kind of touched this topic in the past. We've touched NFTs, but we haven't really gone into NFTs and metaverse. But today we just want to brush the topic of metaverse and maybe talk a little bit about potentially the very first metaverse that we have experienced, which is Roblox. So I'm not sure how many of our viewers, have kids or are always around, the younger generation right now. You will probably notice that every single child has a Roblox account. They are playing the game, but for some reason, it appears they have probably been in the metaverse even before us adults even figure it out. So, what do you guys feel about this whole, metaverse? Emilio, let me start with you. What's your take
I
on Roblox and the metaverse?
my take on this is yeah, we have talked about this and the Roblox stuff. Something that's so incredible is how big it has hit with our kids in the younger generation. Something that they understood real quick. Nowadays, you don't really play on your PlayStations. You don't play on your, the GameCubes that we had, all the etceteras. Now it's all on our phone. So, this is what the metaverse is. It's something that exists in your phone. So, with Roblox, uh, it's a forefront of that without even us knowing what a really metaverse is. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So it's an eye opener to really think about it once you understand it. I just seen something today, something I was telling you guys earlier, how there is able to there had this, what do you call it, like a training for
hmm,
kids to be able to
right.
code their own games in Roblox because they understand it more than we do as
Yeah,
adults. The only thing I honestly want to say, and this is honestly for any of our viewers that are parents and have kids that are doing Roblox, this is one thing that I would suggest is to kind of see what they play, what are they talking about, because they can talk and speak at the same time because you never know who's on the other side. That's very key too, to very
yeah,
important, for our kids. But with the metaverse is it's um, we talk about what do you call it? Uh,
almost like an immersive,
yeah,
experience.
yeah, they really deep, they go deep down inside of it. Now it's like, hey, can I go talk to my cousin so that we can play together and go into the metaverse, and then they start playing
Yeah,
battle warrior, whatever, or princess, you got to capture me, or they're playing family.
yeah,
So now it became an interactive game.
right.
Another way of me being able to put it for you to do this is I highly suggest for you to watch the movie Ready Player One, and that
Ready
will
play.
give you the very great understanding of how it works. You know what I
Yeah,
mean, and what it means to like have coins and to be able to buy stuff inside of a metaverse. Now,
yeah,
in this movie, you have a society that live in the metaverse.
yeah,
Without the metaverse, you see it and what it can become. You know what I mean? Not saying that it will, but because it's kind of a far stretch, but highly, 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 uh, I would say to look into, you know, Ready Player One. You
right.
know, yeah.
Now,
So
what you have said is really spot on, Emilio. Like the way that the kids and the younger generation, we are talking about anybody who is of the age group of having access to playing Roblox, right? That can be very subjective. It can be kids from 6, 7 years old, 8, all the way to high school. It's so amazing how they are so capable of even creating new worlds within Roblox. So that is already a metaverse that was in the making, right? Without most people really, realizing it. But there's one thing to this, phenomenon that maybe some of our audience, our, average Joes like ourselves, we just want to be able to kind of keep in mind that stocks like the Googles, the Amazon, they started just like this. And people really couldn't really see or understand what was gonna happen. Now look at where they are. I personally feel that Roblox is gonna be able to actually grow, right? Similar to some of the big studios, the game studios, right, that are around or that are out right now. But I am probably gonna let Brian. I think you were able to check on the stock on this. Yeah, can you just what's your take on? the metaverse, Brian, and the stock for Roblox. What do you feel or what do you think?
Just talking about the metaverse, if there's one play I can guarantee is going to be around, it's going to be Roblox. Roblox is listed on the stock market. It's its own company. It's not owned by like Microsoft, Apple, anybody.
Yeah.
It's its own thing. And kids are playing it. You guys just pay attention to what you guys as kids are watching on YouTube. Is
Hmm.
Roblox. Like
Yeah.
Roblox is interactive. It's just like Ready Player One. The only thing in it, you're just not literally inside of it and living in it. But if you go play Roblox, like you dressing up your avatar, you're putting them in, you can buy Nike apparel, Under Armour, Adidas, all these different things are inside of the metaverse and it's paid for by the Roblox bucks.
Yep.
It's like a cryptocurrency basically. That's all it is.
Exactly.
In-game money. That's
Exactly.
all it is.
Yep.
And kids play that game and you just go look at the characters on the game. They soup up, they buy nice cars, all those different things on there.
Yep.
And that's just them looking at it on a tablet. I know we right now Microsoft has the Oculus. I'm sorry, not Microsoft. Facebook has the Oculus Rift out right now. That's
Hmm.
also come. Roblox is going to be available on the Oculus Rift. That's straight up VR at that point. That's Ready Player One.
Yeah.
Your avatar be interacting with other people. You could be across the country interacting with another person.
Yeah.
Through a virtual headset. That's the future right there, and that's Roblox. It's gonna be on there. Can't stop it. So
That's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah,
And the stock for Roblox right now is what, 45
yep.
Forty
dollars
five
$45.
forty.
and 89
Yep,
cents.
yep.
So let's just
Mm,
have this as a timestamp. $45.89.
mm,
Thank you, Emilio, for
Forty
adequately
five
putting
forty.
45.40.
Yeah.
That's Exhibit A
mm.
that we have. We are gonna check this in a year from now or 2 years from now to
Yeah.
see what exactly has changed, right? If Roblox continues to grow the way it's growing, it has the metaverse already in it, and that's where the new generation is navigating to, and they do have the traction. It's a company, it's on the stock exchange, which means that you have investors that are actively ensuring that their investment yields, right? So it's not just it's no longer just a random studio
Mm.
or a game studio. It's a company right now. So it's just interesting just to see how the metaverse is playing, and I just feel that there's a lot of upside to it with people being able to sell real estate in the metaverse, right?
Mm.
Being able to make, even transactions. Ready Player One is exactly what we're talking about. If anybody hasn't seen that movie, please go and check it out. And then you are going to be able to relate to what we're talking about, the metaverse here. But this is the second, section of our show. We are going to take a break. And when we come back, we are going to be able to answer a question that one of our, viewers was able to send to us. During this time, if you have any comments, anything that you would like to share with the audience, let us know. We want to be able to share this moment with our viewers and be able to, share the partnerships that we have. Until then, we are going to be back in 60 seconds. Hey guys, welcome back to Creative Minds again. Gerard, Emilio, and Brian. Today we didn't have a video presentation, which is what we normally do on most of our shows. Check our previous shows. This is for our audience. You are probably going to see some of the demonstrations that we were able to do, mostly from Brian, and the feedback, right, that we've done around some of the topics that we discuss, which range from crypto, again, which is what we're talking, the stock exchange, the DeFi, basically quite a lot of topics. This is going to be our 15th show. So there's quite a lot of content that we'll discuss. If not 15, but 16, but I know we are somewhere in that range. I have to double check. But all the same, guys, this is the third segment of our show. And we are going to be reading, or we are going to be talking about a question that one of our viewers had. Emilio, can you do us the favor and read the question so that we
Yeah.
can kind of discuss it?
So the question is, does the crypto regulation protect my crypto coins? And the answer is no. It does not protect your crypto coins. It only protects the exchanges that falls under that particular regulation. So we're talking about, just how you said, you're talking about your Coinbase, your Gemini, eventually your Robinhoods, eventually uh, crypto.com. So it only goes for the exchanges as a company. It doesn't go for your coin, because we talked about that, in the last one. We're talking about the rug pools. So a rug pool will be based only on your crypto coin. You know what I mean? So that's basically, I mean, just to give you guys, the rest of that.
Good points. Very, 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 very clear way of putting that. So, Brian, we have, you know, the regulation that is basically making sure that the institutions are in check, and you also have the rug pulls that
Mm.
the users are concerned. So, how do we create a connection here between these,
Yeah,
regulation
the
and what?
connection we can get from this will be like the exchanges. If you're a person that holds all your coins on the exchanges, as far as if anything happens to the platform where it's hacked, you'll be compensated back in like the USD coin value of whatever crypto coin. Now, if you were a person who held a lot of Bitcoin on the platform, they'll just pay you back whatever value is back in USD, and then you will return. Hopefully Bitcoin is down at that point. You just rebuy it. So they'll give you back your strained USDC value of the coin, but
Yeah,
you won't get the exact coins that were like taken from you. So that's kind of their way of doing it. Because of course, there's only so many Bitcoins, there's only so many Ethereums, all those different things. So it's easy to just give you back the USDC value. The DeFi in your MetaMask wallet, you out of luck. You
Yeah.
better have it locked up.
Yeah.
out of luck. Yeah,
Out of luck. That's what I could do for you on that.
yeah.
Yeah.
But regulation for the actual exchanges, you'd be kind of taken care of in that fashion.
Right. I mean, definitely, what we want to be able to call out here again is the fact that the this new regulation that just came out, uh, let's all consider it as the first draft of
Mm-hmm.
what really is going to go out there for the institutions to look at, even for users or for us, the small time investors, right? We need to be able to understand who this is protecting. But as of right now, it's just very important to know that if you lose your crypto coins on any exchange, you are at the mercy of the institution, not the regulation, right? When we look at what happened with crypto.com, that's really classic, that's standard, where all the people that lost their coins after they were hacked, crypto.com actually refunded them. Now, that is not typical, right? Unless you have the insurance, that's not typical. At a regular bank, if your money is stolen by armed robbers, you are going to have that insured up to the amount that was that's insurable, right? But with crypto, when your money is gone, like how Brian mentioned, a DeFi, it's gone. So you just have to make sure that you put in what you won't be able to regret if you lose it. But it's good to know that the regulation that's around is to ensure that, you know, the people that are collecting the crypto coins or anybody that's running the exchanges, that they don't disappear and just basically we need to know who is behind the organization, right? Which to me is that it definitely makes sense. I know we are going to be wrapping up, but let's have some some comments. Brian, did you have something you want to comment?
Yeah, and just like what Emilio said, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket because just like FDIC insurance, it only insures you up to a certain amount that
Right.
the insurance allows. So I wouldn't have like a couple $1 million sitting on crypto.com because most likely they're gonna probably do it to the what is FDIC. I think it's 400 up to 400,000 or something like that. I believe
Yeah.
per. I could be
I
wrong. It
would
could be,
think
but
that is like, yeah, between
Wasn't it like
250
I
and
think it's
400. Yeah.
250? I think it's
yeah,
two fifty.
maybe two
250 and
fifty.
400.
So
Yeah.
you kind of got to bounce if you're going to be living on the exchanges. You got to bounce your money off of
Yeah.
different platforms as well. You can't
Hmm.
have everything sitting on one,
Yeah.
or you just simply not going to be insured for your full dollar amount you have. So,
Right.
um, and that goes for Robinhood, any of these other brokerage account. They have a dollar amount for FDIC insurance.
Yeah.
So if you're a big investor, you got to have your money spread around a little bit.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But yeah.
No, definitely. I really think that we did, touch these 2 points to the most, to the to our best, right?
Yeah.
Again, we are not experts here. We're not financial advisors, but as we always say, please do your own research and know exactly what you are dealing with, or what you're getting into. Just as much as we are learning, if anybody has any comments, feedback, feel free to let us know on the YouTube channel. Just drop your comments down below and let us know. We are always here to absorb the knowledge just like anybody else that's out there, right? The biggest part of this show is just some of the knowledge that we get to share and the learnings, right? So before we, sign off, Emilio, do you have something to say, or before we
No,
close?
no. I mean, I think we nailed it. I think we're really straightforward, and I just appreciate everybody who has returned to view our content because this is what we do it for. Just to spread more information. We are not financial advisors, just as you said. We have no Series 6 or 63. You know what I mean? So other than that, I mean, we appreciate everybody who has, gone out the way and even posted us on your IG or if you posted us anywhere else, we appreciate it. If you're a newcomer, welcome. You know what I mean? If you want to see certain content, we are here, at your disposal. You know what I mean? To give you whatever it is that you need or want to understand more or want to understand it in a particular way that you haven't seen it in another video. We'll be able to, do that for you.
Absolutely. Any last words, Brian?
Yeah, you guys, just appreciate you guys watching our videos, commenting, liking, sharing it all over the place. Definitely, and we love the interaction that we get from you guys. So it's definitely much appreciated. Again, if you guys want to come visit us, come on here and talk with us. We definitely welcome it. We're always looking forward to, interacting with you guys. So appreciate it.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
thank you again, everyone from Creative Minds. It's been a pleasure, chatting with everyone. Thank you, Emilio. Thank you, Brian. We are going to be signing off right now, but we do definitely want to invite you again next week for our next show. We're not sure yet what we're going to be talking about, but we know it's going to be interesting because things happen right as the time goes by. Until then, it's goodbye from Creative Minds. Have a good rest of the week and weekend. Ciao.
Peace.
Yeah.